Okay, so I'm going to be playing an unreleased copy of Resident Evil 2 before it was actually scrapped. This is available to the general public. You can find it online. I am not going to offer links. Okay, one second. Okay, hopefully that is better. So, this is pre-alpha. The game was never actually released in this state. A fan project has been working to piece it back together. You have two profiles here. You have Leon S. Kennedy, who did make it into the finished version. However, you have Elza Walker, who ended up getting replaced by Claire Redfield. I'm assuming this is to make it a better tie-in. So we will be playing through Elza's story. This is running on actual hardware. You might be able to find online some videos of other people playing it through. Most of them will claim that it can only be played on emulator. This is running on a developer PlayStation. So, notably, you will see that online videos of this will have better textures than that due to their upscaling on the emulators. Alpha, obviously, there are bugs, glitches. This could freeze at any time. Thankfully, we have a debug menu. Lets us kind of catch up to where we are. Yes, there's a little graphical glitch up at the top of the menu. I can spawn items in this menu if I choose. But for the sake of just getting through and showing this, pickups don't work. They will not appear in your inventory. So they kind of give you a little bit of a starter here. We're going to be starting with the Magnum just because we're mostly here to just kind of explore and see what changes have gone through. The buttons are completely messed up. Sting, the game is playable up to, I believe, the final scene, where in Resident Evil 2 you would get I believe the final battle, but it was never actually finished in this version, so we're going to play up to that point. I've never played through Elza, so this is going to be somewhat blind. I will be avoiding picking up just random stuff because it can crash the game. But I'm just going to go have a look around and see what all we can find. So the game that we are seeing here, it got to about 70% complete before they decided to scrap it because it wasn't scary enough, I guess, with the just basic layouts that you find here. And they ended up making it into the Resident Evil you know now, which most people seem to think is probably the best of them all. Again, this was made playable by a fan project, which has translated most of this into English due to script dumps and piecemealed it back together. Some things do not work, such as doors, which can lead to some problems, but again, we have a debug menu to just kind of skip to the next area. There are some interesting little tidbits. So So we're just going to leave that alone for now. One of the interesting things about this is story triggers don't work. They're there, but the flags are not proper. So you're going to see a lot of story out of order. And Goaty, it is a biker suit. It'll actually be coming up here in a bit to explain what she's doing here. But yeah, so this doesn't have stairs. You just go through a door. Perfectly normal. There's a door at the bottom of every and the top of every set of stairs. It's for fire safety. The elevator in this game doesn't work, so we're going to be taking the stairs quite a bit. Okay, there's a dead guy there, so we're just going to go this way first. There's some neat little Easter eggs hidden within this that were actually put into the game before. Okay, so I believe this is going to lead... So I've played the Leon story before, and it is a bit different. I mean, you're going to recognize some areas. Notably towards the end, which were, it seems they finished the ending areas before they really worked on the beginning. Don't know why, but that's just how they did it. Also, an interesting note is every key item that you're going to need to do this is already in your inventory. You just can't see it. No, dead guy there. This is obviously not going to end well. So, as you can see, actual clipping doesn't work. She's walking on a bed right now. One of the bugs you fix, maybe. I guess not these days. You fix it after it's been released, but back then, hopefully, it would have gotten fixed. Apparently this is supposed to be our first run-in with a zombie, but I don't follow story. An interesting thing that they ended up changing from the retail release is you can literally blow the torso off and they will still crawl towards you. Easiest to do with a shotgun. So they don't have a death animation, they just kind of disappear, but apparently he didn't want to get blown up. This is far more bullet spongy than what ended up being in release. Yeah, you can just blow them completely apart. So, this is completely bugged. I'm sure you're supposed to collect something in the level. Just keep mashing it, and it'll just work. I don't know why. Keep getting, this is, the controls are a lot different than what they ended up being in retail, with pretty much everything being a cancel button except for square. In my opinion, this, while not as polished as the retail version, it ended up being, like, this looks far more like a police station than what we ended up getting in Resident Evil. Like, here's all the fun files and all that. You can pretty much just check everything here. There's nothing useful unless it's changed from the Leon playthrough. Yeah, Retro. They do not have actual ammo pickups. The gun, if you accidentally generate some ammo, because, I mean, I can just go into the menu here. I have these 4 blank spots, and now I can just generate any item I want. I can generate some of these. They don't work. Well, a lot of these items don't work, and if I do end up using, like, the grenade launcher here, it's simply going to freeze the game because the animations aren't all there. And Kamea, yeah, you can get this game pretty easily if you know where to look. Just make sure that you're gonna patch it, because if you just get the base game, it's kind of worthless. It's just a bunch of files. It's been updated several times by a fan project. And if you get the original leaked version, it's going to be in Japanese, so some of you might have fun with that, but not all of you. So, if you accidentally generate some ammo, if I can ever find where the ammo is, there's like everything in here. I'm just gonna ditch it. If you generate ammo and then you replace it with what is there, you're going to have a bit of an issue, because it will now only give you the amount of ammo that should be in the gun. And with zombies being a bullet sponge in this version, and I mean a literal bullet sponge, as in a regular zombie will take about 30 shots with a pistol. It can lead to some issues when your gun only holds about 20 bullets. Okay. One of the fun parts about this, not actually having any clipping whatsoever, is trying to find your way out. Yeah, about 30 shots. They get back up after you kill them many times. So I'm sure in the retail release there was some big plan for all of that. And apparently there's somebody dead on the other side of that desk, so... Oh no, super zombies take a lot more. There are more powerful zombies than what the average zombie is around here. Another annoying thing is zombies will constantly respawn. Leave the room, they're back. So hopefully that's not what was intended, because that'd just be cruel. But we got the Magnum, so we're just going to blow off the head of everybody. And hopefully 255 shots is enough to get through the game. But you never know. Okay, so I could take this ammo. One, it's a waste of a slot because I've got plenty of ammo. And two, it could crash the game, so we're just going to say no to that. And you gotta love the tank controls. They're always fun. Headless zombies cannot hurt your character. They can, however, stop you. They will grip you, and if you're in a horde, you're kind of screwed at that point. Because they will just stun lock you, and you're gonna die. Many times. Many, many times. So what I'm looking for right now is the first story trigger for Elsa. I'm not exactly sure where it's going to be. But that's the fun of playing games blind. So you can see she's wearing a Raccoon City jumpsuit. She is a biker. And of course, you know, it's a door for the stairs that are clearly no door. That's always fun. We all know how birds are the bane of every single video game. We all hate birds. So an interesting thing is if you look, you'll see blood on the back and front of her suit. That was intended as a way for you to be able to gauge how damaged your character was without coming in here and looking at the menu. And because I just wasted a first aid spray, and I can't pick any up along the way, we're just gonna go through here and generate one. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Retro, I was surprised that they weren't added in. I'm hoping for the remake for 2, they at least add her in as maybe a skin or something, because it was kind of interesting to find out that an entire character was cut. for what I can tell, is no reason other than to kind of generate a tie-in for Resident Evil 2 into 1, being, you know, Claire Redfield looking for her brother. So, you might recognize this kind of. It's Iron's office. You might remember Iron, the jerk from Resident Evil 2, the actual retail version. He's a bit less of a jerk in this version. Gundam, I actually have a copy of that, which I might show off at some point. But for now, not today. The thing about some betas and alphas is when you obtain a copy, even if it's an actual copy, a lot of collectors will request that you do not share it, because it devalues the copy itself. And I tend to collect things myself so I can understand where they want to come from. So I tend to honor those requests. This is Resident Evil 2 before it became Resident Evil 2. As I said earlier, this game ended up being about 70 to 80% complete before it got scrapped due to them not liking the route that everything was going down. And they started from the bottom up, and this is the character that ended up getting completely replaced by Claire Redfield. John would be the supporting character in this. You may remember him. I believe he's the guy in the retail version you get the bow gun off of. So these are weird mutant gorilla men. They didn't make the retail release, but I don't know why. Probably because they hurt. But they were actually complete. They have death animation. Unlike a lot of things around here. So characters don't actually function as they should. I mean, as you can see, I can kind of push him. And if I so choose, I could probably push him across the room if I took the time, but we've only got 2 hours here, so let's keep trying to go through this and see what bits and pieces of the story. Again, it's going to be out of order because there is no actual flags for the story, so you get them in whatever order you find them in. They actually started this before Resident Evil 1 was officially released in North America. This is where we learn we hate birds. She was completely scrapped. She wasn't even a side character. So... oh, no, no, no. I don't even know if there's going to be enough content in this, because again, being an alpha, well, I wouldn't even call it an alpha. This is pre-alpha. I'm not even sure how much content is in it. This is 1 disc. Resident Evil 2, I believe, ended up being 2 discs. Correct me if I'm mistaken. It's been a while since I've actually looked over at my shelf at it. But what I'm trying to do right now is find Roy. don't know whereabouts he would be in her story. Because when I meet Roy in Leon's story, well, you'll see what becomes of him. Yeah, for me, RA2, I think I only played... pretty... So, one thing I really wish they would have left in the retail version is, if you look, she's covered in blood. So, you don't even have to go into the menu to know she's probably in caution. And just give me a... We'll go green, green, green. So I don't have to tab through everything else. Although using that might crash my game, so let's just see where we are. 305, second floor. Well, it's always nice to see what a game was before it was actually what you know it as. I've always found collecting prototypes and betas and that quite interesting. As such, I tend to contact private owners of betas themselves and try and get my hands on what I can. And if they're not willing to make a copy or sell me the original copy that they've obtained, then I will have to just kind of accept that as they're probably a collector too. Yes, Snake, there is, but it's unlike this one, it was never leaked. So those of us who have a copy tend not to share it. One of the biggest problems with the auto aim here is sometimes it'll just randomly. Yes, Matt, I've dealt with assembler quite a bit. Well, not assembler himself, but the forum community there is actually quite good at trying to track some of this stuff down. There's also some other stuff. There's some dedicated RE boards if you're actually interested in collecting that. One thing that is different here from Leon's is, in Leon's game, this place is just chock full of zombies, so it's interesting to see some of the differences. So, here we meet good old John and his buddy Roy. And me too, Matt, I love seeing how things ended up, and as you can tell, there's no kind of voices or anything during the cutscenes. Probably intended to be added later, but never did. I can understand the hate for hoarding System 11B, but sometimes to get a leaked copy of this, it costs thousands of dollars. And that's usually just for a copy that they make for you, not the original disc. And typically, most people aren't willing to eat that cost, and then it just cheapens the entire thing itself. if the original owner decides to leak it, I'm perfectly fine with sharing what I have to distribute it, but at their request I am not sharing what they've sold me. So the guy we just saw get shot is now fine, dandy, telling you to help his friend John, who shot him, who's locked in the basement. And now we get the key to unlock John so that he can come up here and kill him. So I believe in RE2 this room was left pretty much untouched. This is where the liquor pops out, I believe, which is always fun. We all love the liquors in RE2, don't we? System 11B, I can honestly say I do not use emulators. Like I said before, I'm playing on original PlayStation developers' hardware. So, can't really get me on that one. So she's auto-aiming through the window. I'm guessing those are the zombies that come around and slip under the door. So, he told us to go to the basement, so I guess maybe we'll go check out the basement. Technically, you might own a unit that can play any games from any region, but the unit itself is not region free. When you start it up, it just does not check for a region code. It is a bit different because PAL will still not display on a regular CRT unless there's a specific option or patch that they've done to help support the porting process across regions. I have... The one I'm playing on right now is actually the original blue with the plastic slider tray that tends to shift after a lot of uses. I do have a Netsorosi, or however it's pronounced, sorry. And then I also own the later models of the blue ones where they changed out the slider tray to make it a little better. One thing to notice in this room, we got a Pepsi machine. Capcom originally had a deal with Pepsi to have the machines displayed in the thing. In the final version, I believe there is still some Pepsi logos, but it's on a black can with the world on the background, just kind of say, hey, we've done it, but we're not kind of making it a big thing. I believe there's a couple in this alpha. I believe it was too long during the line to cancel the contract with Pepsi by the time it hit developers. Or by the time the final product was ready for release. Yeah, there's no Coke here, just like there's no Nintendo. It's just, no. Now, in Leon's game, there is a gun right here. In Leon's game, that is actually a shotgun. So, I guess maybe Elza and them either have different styles of play, but seems definitely that they were intended to be played different. Oh, if you look really closely, you can see a picture of Claire Redfield there. I don't know if that was added in, or if it was just something that was put in by the developers themselves, or the fan team. Nice little fake plant here. That might be real, but I don't think it would survive the zombie apocalypse. Okay, where are we? We're at B1. So let's go find John in his cell. He's definitely not already shot Roy upstairs. Didn't happen. And as you can see, we've got some lovely dogs. Just waiting to... Lots of dogs in this area. So, if you look here, nice little thing, you've got Claire. And you've got Piers. Yeah, it does kind of take some of the suspense out of seeing them, but unfortunately it's just one of the things. And even if you couldn't see them, you've got a nice little function here, so you'll know if any zombies are in the room if you raise your gun, because it'll auto-aim you. So in this version, I'm guessing there's supposed to be puzzles everywhere, but because, again, pre-alpha, none of the puzzles have really been implemented yet. Just caught on a wall there. Now, yes, this is pre-alpha. This is a version that was never actually released. They scrapped it completely to make the Resident Evil that we know now. So you might remember this room from the retail version. It's the armory. Get a lot of ammo here. We all love ammo. I believe there's a gun back here that you can take. Yeah, submachine gun there, but we're not going to take it. And then here's just the other side of that. Fun little thing if you come over here. Because everybody knows dogs like to hide in vents. Nice little touch here is you can't shoot the targets at the end, but you can actually pull them up. They come visit you. And if you go down this way, you can actually walk around the shooting range. I'm assuming something's supposed to be here due to the blood splatter on the floor, but I would love to see some sort of throwback to this Gundam to commemorate the original RE2 that was supposed to happen. I don't know if it has an ending. It's not one that I've found a way to reach. At least not in the Leon story. It tends to crash in a few areas that prevent further progress. But maybe Elsa's does. Something on the floor here. Will I take the pair of pliers? Sure, why not? Looks like a story item. And then here we get to meet Claire. And then through here, well, slightly different from the Leon story. Everything's not on fire, but doesn't look like this has any use for Elsa. Yeah, Goaty, Sherry does tend to get herself into a lot of trouble. Now let's see if we can... Nope. Can't even interact with the door. Okay, well, let's see what else we have down this way. Yeah, I think I did that one first. So let's see what's at the next basement level. More doors for stairs. So in here is a nice little touch. As you can see, this is supposed to be a save point. As far as I can tell, there's no ink ribbons in this game, so there's no saving. So, as you can see through auto-aim, there's some zombies behind me. We just ignore them for now. As far as what I plan on streaming, I'm not 100% sure yet. I do have a large collection of stuff that most of the public doesn't have access to. So I might stream some of that sometimes, unreleased games, but well, for the most part I tend to stick with PlayStation. And here we find John locked in a cell, even though he's already been upstairs and we've already seen him in Iron's office and fought the gorillas with him. He's just been locked up all this time. So, doppelganger. Spelling error in there. Moment does not have two M's. So all the cells look like this. And one thing I should warn you is a lot of the common complaints I hear with this game, if you do plan on trying to seek it out, is going to these cells will lock up emulators. Again, it doesn't really affect me because I'm playing on dev hardware. Emulators seem to have a lot of issues with this game. Sound issues, loading issues, crashing issues. I don't know if it's just because emulators were never actually been able to test on this before they, I guess, received their most recent versions. But they tend not to work, period. So if you do plan on giving this game a go, and it is out there available, I'm not going to point you where to find it, but it's not that hard. And you want to play it, you're going to need an emulator to do so, unless you have the dev PlayStation. I don't know Fantastic. I have a DTL. I have one of the server PlayStation 2s, which you can switch over between running a Linux OS and the actual PlayStation OS. It did not like that, but I do not have a test PS4. And Matt McGrath, I don't know. I do not have a modded PS4 with the. Like I said, I've never really been into emulation. If I want to get something, I'll usually pay for it. Very hard puzzle there. Push the button. Yes, you can play regular PlayStation 1 games on this. It does create some issues with some of the games due to it not having the same specs as the end retail release of the PlayStation. Because I have the first generation. Oh, sorry, well, it's technically the second generation, because the first generation was just a giant box, but. My PlayStation is a bit old, so it does not work. Sorry, MK, no can do. So, I believe if we come over here, he's going to pop out. Come on. They just want to give you a hug. Friendly little chaps. So, you can't auto-aim at ground enemies. You actually have to, like, you can aim down, and you can aim up. And auto-aim will just target whatever it feels like, even if it's all the way across the bloody map. I believe you can turn auto-target off, but I'd rather not risk it crashing. And it goes pretty good, MK. How are you doing? I'm actually surprised that the zombies at the door there didn't respawn. So, you may remember a somewhat rendition of this room in the retail release. It is the generator room. There's literally nothing I can do here, I don't think. Okay, so I think we're done here. So I guess we'll go to the 3rd floor and finish up there. If I can remember how to get there. There we go. Again, more door stairs. Makes perfect sense. Please don't think about it. Again, MK, you might recognize that. It's Claire in the poster. Missing poster. Nice little touch. You know, everybody just dies now. So now we're back in the lobby. Fun fact, you can kill all these guys, they'll just keep coming. I'm sure you can probably find some end to them, but I'd just rather not waste the ammo. None of us like the elevator being broken. All these stairs. Just ignore the bad flipping. It's a good game. Hate birds. So you'll notice this doesn't actually have herb mixtures sitting on the plate. We got the lovely little medicines here. Oh, the headless zombie. Let's see if so he'll grab you and then he'll just fall and die. But if you've got a lot of zombies around you, that's pretty much a death sentence. Yeah, Matt, the music in RE2 was really, really well done. So, now we're all just hanging out here. This is the helipad. Have some fun with stairs. No door this time. I believe. There we go. Now we push some conveniently placed blocks. And go through a door. Again, perfect sense, just try not to think about it. Now he's going to show us the way. See the giant horde of zombies that lead the front door. How convenient. We can just go through the sewers to get to the little girl who was trapped. I'll love it when that happens. So here's something that did not make it into the retail release. So I'm going to get this guy going. Now watch what happens. Oh, come on. They can actually climb in this game. They don't care if you're on a ledge or not. They're going to get you. So that's what's this way. What do we got over here? Yeah, you guys have all been playing the nerfed easy version. I think this one is the one that leads to where we saw the little girl. Yeah. Here we are inside the garage. Grab some shotgun shells, but again, we're not going to be picking up anything. Oh, little girl, magically gone. Guess she picked the lock on the door. I don't even want to know what that wet spot is, but I just stepped in it. So, yeah, we can go back down. Again, we're going through a door, going down some stairs. So here we get to meet some fun little creatures. Happy little spiders. We all love spiders, right? so we're at 20B L tunnel flood. So, at this point, some of the flags aren't going to work. One of those flags is this door here, so we're just going to come in here. And hopefully this is the one I want to go to. Nope. I want to go here. So, anybody who's played RE2 probably remembers that alligator. My guess is here it was supposed to be a full-fledged boss. So we have this lovely room called the alligator. Oh, bloody spider. Am I poisoned? No, good. Alright, let's line up. Good markings. Apparently I'm 3 feet tall. So, don't know why, but camera doesn't agree down here. So there's really nothing else I can do down here, so we will jump to so one of the things is, when you're on a floor, even through the debug menu, you can generally only access what is on that floor. So, we've done the alligator room, we've done L tunnel flood, so we're going to go to either the generator room, which I believe is upstairs. Oh, no. We hate spiders. So the generator is working now, even though we don't have power. We just really want to avoid getting poisoned here, because I don't feel like scrolling through the menu trying to find an antidote. I find it funny that the generator's working, but upstairs it says there's no power. So again, just flag's not working. So we will go to our friendly spider tunnel. Oop. There we go. We all love spiders. So, this is as far as I can get in the Leon playthrough, because it generally decides it doesn't like this room. Now, I've only played through Leon a couple of times, so I don't know, maybe it's just something that I'm definitely doing wrong, but... Oh, hey, look, a working door. Didn't think I'd find that this far in. So, it looks like something's on the table there, but probably just no flag set for it. Get a nice lovely little push box here. Oh. Okay, well, we'll push it. We'll just push it right through the door. Why not? Who needs doors? is going back through here going to crash? They very much are MK. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Just curious if anything's actually over here. Can I get up? All signs point to no. So, looks like we gotta go through the shuttered door. Which conveniently doesn't even work as a door. Oh, hey, look, the box is back. Oh, no. Come on. It's not what we want to do. But the shutter didn't close. So the box is back, but the shutter didn't like it. Okay. I can see where this is going. Don't we all love spiders? Hey, look, a crack in the wall. There's always stuff that cracks. Nope. Stop pushing the box. So, apparently, that's as far into the ledge as I can go. It's just a suggestion. Okay. Where haven't we been yet? Oh, no, I can't even. There we go. I have a feeling I'm supposed to be able to go through that door. Unless... Let's try pushing the block a little further down. Oh, Retro, you missed me, Avi. Oh, such a good stream, too. PlayStation Gradius. Nope, didn't change anything. Okay, let's see if we can debug through. Let's try tunnel 2. Oh, wait. Maybe this is over by the... Whoa. No, don't remember this. Now, I don't remember many female zombies in RE2. But here you can blow them out. Just everybody treats equally. Except for that one, which is very small. Perhaps a child. Oh, it's possible. Maybe they are down below. Okay. Oh joy, poisoned. I believe I can use an antidote or... blue herb. So let's go green, green, blue. There we go. So I've already been here, so let's see what this is. Oh. So there's a zombie lineup over there. That door doesn't work. I've already used over half of my ammo. That door doesn't work. That door doesn't work. Okay, so this room serves absolutely no purpose right now. We'll go to 2B, because that should be the last. Okay, this I can work with. guess at this point, maybe here. Those are probably the cells, so let's try B1 corridor. Nope. So you can get inside the elevator, it just doesn't work. Not where I want to be. Oh hey, we're back inside. You can tell that from everything that I've seen that this was actually going to be a rather interesting game. And despite it not having the origin, ooh, I don't think I've been here. Or have I? No, I haven't. What are we all staring at? No problem. It's always fun to share a piece of PlayStation history. But like I was saying, I was surprised that they kind of cut off this game's development and ended up starting over from scratch. This looks like it could have been a very solid game by itself. Okay, well, we made it to somewhere new. I like new places. I've never actually seen this part on either of my playthroughs, so from here on, we're just kind of going with it. Apparently we need to hurry up and save other people. I don't know why, but we're gonna do it. I think we came in that door, so... Is that the key? Nope. Always with the puzzles. Okay, let's save the others. Where do you want me to go? You want me to save the others, but you don't want me to go through any doors. Oh, hey. We're outside. I like outside. But not when there's an army of the infected after me. Oh, that's a door. Oh, yes, because he's gonna totally stay dead. Oh, hey, we're back here. And they're back here. I guess I saved everyone. Yay, unskippable cutscenes. The static Alchemist is probably my mic. I've not mic'd a stream before, so this is kind of set up rather hastily. And now we're back here. Let's explore a little more before I start trying to jump around. Uh-oh. That wall doesn't seem to be cooperating. Yeah, the further into the game we get, it'll actually look more and more finished, which is surprising, because it seems to me like, for example, Iron's office, or this area here, that they may have... Oh, there we go. They may have started forward and worked backwards as far as the rooms go, which is kind of weird thinking to me. Hey, I'm somewhere here. Where am I? Office. Okay, well, let's try jumping to it, see if I can actually see myself. There we go. sure what good that office did me, but... I guess we're supposed to find some sort of key in this office. Or in the offices that let us open up that one door over there. But with pickups not exactly working, because if you remember earlier I picked up a pair of pliers. I don't have any pliers. So... as much as I want to check out that room, I have a feeling we're supposed to go here. Nope. Well, maybe. Yeah, Tasha, I'm actually really happy that I'm able to show this off to a decent-sized audience, because this is one of those things that just should never die. Okay, so we got the good old boss music going here, so obviously something's going to happen. I do love me some boss music. So... let's see what this does. Oh, I thought I froze it. Oh, hey, look. It's our, good buddy there. So it appears he talks in this version, which is nice. Okay, so that hurts. I'm gonna run. Did I win? Is he down? Shoot a few more times for good measure. Alright, so that would have been Sherry's dad, obviously. And as we all know, he got the fun little mutation thing going on. Maybe he's over here. Just gonna hang out. Oh, no, there it goes. Fortunately, with pre-alpha software, Sometimes when things just kind of hang there, you wonder if it's broken. So apparently Elsa got bit. Well, she's only been getting bit the entire freaking time, so I don't know what that matters, but alright, so back in we go. He's got my back as he tries to run into me, I guess. I don't know what he's gonna do. I've already done all the hard work, but I don't think they use it to move equipment. Yes, let's go into the giant pit where the monster came from. It's perfectly safe. Yeah, I know, Retro, which is why I was so surprised when they scrapped it at this point of the game and just left it in an unfinished state when they probably could have just pushed this out and then pushed out RE2 as RE3. We could have had another RE, and I'm not against that. Now, this is one of the more finished areas of the game. Like I said, the further you go into this game, it looks more and more like they've actually, done it. Which makes me think they started from the back of the story and started from the back of the story and worked towards the beginning. Because some of the rooms right at the beginning are very sparse of pretty much anything. The hallways, nothing. But here, it's like everything everywhere. So there's obviously something there because auto aim's picking it up. I can see him there. Let's stick my gun through the wall. So he's just walking out in midair, it seems. And he just runs through the wall. That's perfectly cool. I'm sure MK is familiar with this room. Yeah, MK, they took a lot of the basis, like the armory, the offices, the lab, and took those, but discarded most of the story, most of the hallways, that kind of thing, to kind of change it in the police station into more of a mansion style than it was a police station, whereas this one's more of a police station than a mansion. Later, Matt. I don't know where I got a repair plug from, but yeah, sure, let's use it. And now we can go through the door that we presume Barry went, or not Barry. What's his name went through instead of the wall. Hey there, guy. Oh, can't kill him. That's interesting. Oh, more of them. Let's go this way. Oh, no. Yeah, let's go this way. Oh, he's charging. Yeah, we're still fine. Looks like there's another door at the end. Oh, broom closet. See an incendiary round on the floor back there, but it's not something I'm going to try and pick up in the middle of a zombie rush full of zombies that apparently are immune to being shot, which is kind of cheating if you ask me, but oh crap. Come on. Where am I, just in case I die? 404 R4. So you remember how to go back here. And of course there's nothing down here. Why would there be? That's not the door. Oh, look at this lovely little room. Let's go through a door to go down a ladder. I'm just really happy that they've really splurged on the lighting in this place. If you listen closely, it sounds like you can hear the screams of the damned. So that would be Gorilla Man there. I didn't feel like dealing with him. That's what happens when you spook me. You get shot. Yes, Magical Kingdom, but that was a damn good desk lamp. Knowing government pricing, it probably cost them $10,000. Dear. Oh, I made it. I don't know how. She didn't slide, she didn't dodge. She just put her head right through the door. Do we got more desk lamps? Ooh, elevator. Okay. I still sub floor 3? Yes. Okay, it's maybe one of those times where I have to debug past. Because elevators in this game have not been programmed, so they do not work. Like, I assume you were supposed to select a floor on this keypad here. Have it all work out, but yeah. So we'll go to the next area. Okay. So now we're just going to look around, see. An ID card is required. Of course, I mean, I'm sure during your adventures you probably picked up one somewhere, but I'm sure I could just generate an ID card, but this one. Okay. These were the stairs. Yeah, these were the stairs. Need the radio room. Already been here. Vaccine room. Cell cultivation. Oh, hey, these ones can die. doesn't work. So why would doors work? Keeper office. Yeah, we already visited here. I guess we'll go back to the elevator and see if there's any other way we can go around. Hopefully this is still subfloor 3. No. Oh hey, Gorilla Man's back. So yeah, I can't kill those guys. I'm just gonna go to the emergency stairs, which is through that door. Okay, so we're in a new area here. We got new options. So let's try going to... Where am I now? 3B? Go to the control room. Okay, let's not go to the control room. Okay, so now everything's on fire. We'll go back to control room. I'm sure something happened. Oop. We got spider zombies now. Spider-Man zombie thing. That's totally cool. If you love spiders, you're gonna love Spider-Man. Spider-Man's now in zombie form, so he can't die, right? Everybody loves that. Now we got some dudes on fire. I mean, why not? Alright, what's down this way? Is that where it came from? Yeah, that's where it came from. That doesn't sound good. Oh, hey, who are you? Can't shoot you. Hey. Lovely cutscene there. We all know it's never this easy. Just get out of my way. Yeah, they're just hanging out, Retro. You know. There we go. Okay. Well. Let's try 603. There we go. Come on. Apparently there's no dialogue because we don't need dialogue. Who needs to tell me what to do here? Nobody. I work for myself. We're all just still hanging out here. Okay, so that is... Am I supposed to have like some sort of... Okay. Go to the main car. I don't know, Tasha, it could be... But the fact there's only 2 maps here, and each map resets every time you enter it, leads me to believe that this might be as far as I can get. Unless I'm missing something else somewhere else. Like, I remember there's supposed to be a boss battle on the train. That was in the retail. I don't know if that was planned for this. Let's see if there's any frames I can jump to over on this side. One in the list. So I think that may be as far as this can go, which is kind of good because I am about to be done my time. Unless there's a key item I can generate, but I haven't needed any key items yet. And I think the game just crashed on me anyway, so I think that would be a good time to perhaps call it. I believe Kamea is after me. Well, that's a nice way to end it, just a game crash. So, Kamea, are you ready to go? Yes, unfortunately, that is one of the issues with software that was never actually finished. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. So if Kamea is ready to go, I will pass it off to him. Alright, I am going to stop my stream now. Go ahead, Kamea.